Hello and welcome to 2 Weeks with Push, where I will be taking you from virgin to veteran and jamming on your push in only 14 days. I'm Micah Watson and welcome to day 1 with 2 Weeks with Push. In the next 2 weeks, I'm going to show you with a new video every day what this device is, what you can do with it, how to use your drum pad and how to play melodic notes, change scales, program step sequences, record clips, automate, add new tracks and effects, and even mix from your push. In so doing, the push will enable you to get away from your PC or laptop during music making and improvise more. The goal is for you to be able to comfortably jam out a song at the end of this 2-week series. So, this device can be intimidating to learn. Hence today I'm going to break it down and give you a general overview of the different sections of the push to help you get inside the mind of the push. The buttons on the push are organized into different sections. The top section on the right is called your display or encoder section. Here you can access your tracks, devices, volumes, pans, and sends. The horizontal row underneath your push LED display is your selection control. These buttons enable you to control your selections. What you would be selecting depends on the text above the buttons in the push display. The bottom row is your state control, where you can decide whether or not to bypass the device referred to in the display. The note button here allows you to choose between your instrument notepad section, where you have your MIDI notes, or if I go into a drum rack, you have your drum rack here. The top part of your drum rack is your step sequencer, and I have a lesson dedicated to exploring that. The vertical line of buttons here are either your scene selection buttons, depending on whether you're in session view or not, or it's your grid that determines your grid settings, for example whether it's 16th notes or quarter notes that you're seeing and quantizing to. Over here we have our note section, whether we repeat or accent a note, where we choose our octaves for playing, as well as the user section where we determine our workflow mode and user preferences. Down here you've got your add section and you use these buttons to add tracks or effects. Below is your focus or navigation section where you can toggle between different note modes like I mentioned just now, as well as toggling between session view versus your normal clip view. Then you have your selection and shift buttons which add functionality to already existing keys. Most times, pushing a button with shift will do something different to just pushing a pad without shift. Further down your focus navigation section, you have arrow buttons that you can use to move tracks to the left and right, like I'm doing on the screen. You can also move through your clips using the up and down arrows. Here's your touch strip, which shows you with orange lights where in the octave or drum pad your notes are hiding. You can also use it to move between octaves and use it as a pitch shift modulation MIDI control. On my left here you've got your transport section. Here you play, record, make and duplicate new clips. You can also use them to determine your clip length. This is also where you'll find your automation button. Above that you have your edit section where you can undo actions, delete, double and quantize your clips. The top left section is your tempo section. This encoder here determines your project tempo and the encoder next to it sets your swing amount. Above it you find your metronome button as well as the tap button which you can use to set your project tempo by tapping on the push. The last encoder I need to mention is your master volume. By holding shift while you turn the master volume encoder, you can change your cue volume. Your cue volume is responsible for your metronome volume as well as the preview volume when you're browsing through your instruments. You can also switch your preview on and off completely with this state selection control. Tomorrow we're going to try this beast out by browsing and adding instruments. Batman, Barbie, and Barbie's sister are with me on this journey. Yeah, very inconspicuous, I know. And if you want to join, you actually can. If you hit the notification bell inside the subscribe button, not like physically hit it, of course, you'll be filled in on the whole 2 Weeks with Push series in real time. That's it for now. We shall see you tomorrow for day 2.